Joker. But regardless, if EKC can make playoffs, I'm pretty sure Polar Cortex certainly can, especially if they win this game. That would be really, really massive, considering that they would be tied on the lower end, but it will be a bit of a race for that last spot, as we were talking about the start of the cast. But you know what? That's a lot of talk about other teams and futures. We should probably talk about now, specifically the Amy app full Sparka focus lobby.
Indeed, Sparks have never been as valuable as this literal moment. Sparks have gotten a little bit of buff, actually singularly buff them onto themselves, and giving the bonus spark buff just a little bit of a, or bonus spark effect a little bit of a nerf is what I'm trying to say here, which is extremely difficult. But love that we're going to the app again. As a caster, I just like watching people get their ass kicked, to be honest. And A is going to make that happen with a lot of damage from that Maelstrom, getting that flip damage as well. Named Chaotic almost finds himself off the board, but some minor Jakar nerfs to some of that core some of that knockback, like core character, whatever, core knockback, player knockback, might actually stop that from happening. But probably still a pretty good pick on this map. Still open barrier here for the Bombardiers. Polar Cortex fighting it on through, spinning the ult to block the bottom side. Named Chaotic taking some damage here, but has a lot to work with. This Kazan is pretty slippery, hard to hit. Breezy approaching there with this flip. Finally does have it. Actually almost looking for a triple flip situation here for the Bombardiers. Get a lot of value out of some of these. Yeah, there goes the flip there. Oh my god, nice angle there. Actually gives himself strike advantage against the Fool. Stell trying to... Wait, I said Estelle. Someone has name off, someone's fired. Actually insane.
Yeah, it's okay. Things happen. Named Chaotic trying to find something. He's just not going to learn the flip yet. But that is a Kazan. And, oh, you know what? Kazan has nothing to do with the point that Estelle just scored. The blink, the thorns, the beam. It all comes out. No cooldowns for this next kick off, but that does mean a point for the Bombardiers.
Frickin' Luke playing with name off right now. Yikes. 2 demerits. As the Giga Blast is going to get that one through. A almost gets a kill here, though. A in a precarious situation. I feel like Luke and 3Z are both kind of sharking right there, but they do find their way to get the ball out and survive. In fact, dealing a bunch of damage back to 3Z, who's going to grab the goalie orb. Trying to fight this one through. The Fool gets up there, placing the Fortress, but the ball is cleared just about immediately right on past it. A fighting Luke here in the top side, passing it right on down to the Fool, but 3Z now has complete control of this ball. You can see Stealth Rock coming in. Going to actually eject back a little bit there as Named Chaotic steals the ball right away from Luke. He's going to pass it on up to 3Z once again. Visible with Jakar is not going to work out, but lots of pressure coming through. The Maelstrom down to help it on out. They stuff the flip nicely, and Cometeers can't get the barrier.
Yeah, and Stealth Rock and name off Estelle. Don't actually know if this is Luke. I would assume it could be, but it'd be a little odd. Damage being piled onto 3Z means Named Chaotic and A are going to try to walk this up, try to find something, but Era Kazan are not the greatest at, you know, forcing it through a player. Not in the traditional way that you would like with like an Amy or like an Estelle or even like a Luna or something. But regardless, they'll look for something as the Fool seems to hold it down and take the life of Drakar.
Well played there. 2v1 or 2v3 situation going on here though. Named Chaotic and the Fool giving it on up to A, who's got that flip but can't get their hands on it. Almost with a pull, the hook there almost gives it on over. A does not need the flip with that perfect Maelstrom. Gets it on through, blasts everyone out of the way. Congratulations to A. Nice clean kill holding that flip. Very good. Lots of value.
Yeah, and I'm coming into the second point. Polar Cortex does have a flip to work with. However, it's an era flip, which is not the greatest. I mean, okay, there's nothing against era flip, but on this map, I think flips are have a lot more playmaking potential than they normally do, right? You get like all sorts of new funny kill combos. However, it is just going to be used for whatever. It doesn't really matter. Named Chaotic will find a barrier, and Breezy putting the damage onto A, trying to get this era off, let his backline comfortably take the 2v1.
Yeah, nice job blocking this one, although they do find it a way to get away from the Fool. Named Chaotic gets kind of stunned out of that dash. Now we're gonna have to spend a lot of cooldowns in the corner. They do eventually get it on through. Stealth Rock moving up to keep the ball to Breezy, who's looking for mostly a stun here onto the Fool. Still maintains control of the ball. Gonna have to spend even more cooldowns as it continues to get through Name Chaotic, and Breezy finally gets it there with the lock and load. Nice point. Nice assistance there from Stealth Rock, keeping that ball in.
Yeah, so, whoa.
Celicy, huh?
According to Frightfully Fresh, the Estelle is Celicy, the previously known as J or J Dog, depending on how you, don't quote me on that one, actually. I don't know about J Dog. I think that might be somebody else, but we all know Jay. Been around for a little while, you know, filling in for, I guess, Luke, but like really filling in for shapeshifting in the moment. Anyways, damage piled onto Name Chaotic. Gonna be saving that flip if possible, not possible, and that is one dead Kazan and a power play for the Bombardiers.
Yeah, not a ton of value there from that flip from the Fool, other than stalling just a little bit there. Nice passing back over to Stealth Rock is going to work out. All right, so Celicy going to help get it on through there with that piercing shot. Although Breezy, yeah, finally taken out there with that top spin on Name Chaotic. And now Stealth Rock against A does actually win out, managed to get it through. Small Maelstrom is not going to do much more than look pretty cool. Got the barrage, which is going to win both interactions there. That is a good move, some might say. Knocks the ball right out of the top spin. That move kind of gives and takes. It's, you know, consistent hitbox, which is good, but kind of can knock it out sometimes. Breezy trying to get the ball away from A. Good enough to at least kind of fumble, cause them to kind of fumble that flip a little bit. So obviously trying to self-pass off of the black hole there. Now keeping that speed, making things really tight, okay? Waiting out for the cooldowns of the Fool, but they do still have a strike right behind it. Now it's Breezy's turn to try to stay alive. Being pulled by Kazan left and right. One of the better characters at confirming some of these kills, but Breezy does get around and grab some orbs. And now it's really just in the hands of Bombardiers now.
Good evade by A means he's alive for now, and Drakar is looking a little low on resources. Name Chaotic with a flip to work with in front of the net. That is still, does have to get past Stealth Rock, who is got quite a bit of experience on the Kai and also in the goalie role, and a flip to work with. Burning it out, and oh no, a miscommunication of some sorts. Name Chaotic will get to save his flip as they go into 0.5 of set 1. Polar Cortex looking like they've got a pretty comfortable lead.
Slightly unfortunate situation there. Might have overflicked just a little bit there, trying to make the quickest of all decisions, but no problem. Still another point to go in this set as the Fool is going to block it on the bottom side. A is going to take the front of this barrier, allowing Fool to have the last strike, as it should be. Nice, going for the defense. Okay, I'm going to have to go for extra defense. Did a nice job of blocking it there, though, but Bombardiers do eventually grab that barrier with the determination of this team. The Fool up to A. Gets it right through to Name Chaotic with a couple of nice passes there, but the barrage, tough move to get past. I'll say it again and again. That move requires a little bit of finesse to work around. Fool now facing against Breezy kind of directly. Name Chaotic pretty much wants to grab this barrier before flipping, but going to flip, try to get a pass over to A, almost makes it happen, but Stealth Rock is wise to what is going on, and Breezy finds it right under the Fool. Gets that one for the Bombardiers' first set, going on over to them.
Yeah, we'll see if Stealth Rock is rewarded with another spark. It would be quite nice for like a spark of agility, but the OS, John Odyssey, has other plans for Bombardiers. Not quite the draft luck you'd be like, or you'd look for, but there are still options. Your team player, notably, is quite a big pickup, especially on this map where like having that extra like core speed to your teammates can really help get them through those like dangerous corner like edge situations. However, there's a lot of other stuff in this draft that could be quite impactful. I'm looking at peak performance on Era and hotshot on Estelle as well.
Man, great picks all around. Actually, just really great picks all around. I'd say that maybe just the Fool getting not the greatest of all awakenings, but a good one. But everyone else is pretty happy, I'd say, with what they got. Yeah, the hot shot, really good for the core speed. I mean, Stealth Rock also got a little bit extra core speed. There's a kill. That's going to be a kill from Celicy. Now they got a nice, easy 2v3 there. Yeah, Stealth Rock moving up to help anything that happens, but the lock and load will be enough to take it through this Fool. This dude is not going to make it just yet.
Yeah, and Polar Cortex trying to find something. Although I gotta be honest, the more I see this comp play out, the more I don't like it. If I can say so myself. Am I? Is color commentator allowed to flame the team comps? Because if so, I do not like Erica's on.
Yeah. Flame him.
That's it. I just don't like Erica's on. I think this comp sucks. Got really nothing going for it, but maybe I'm a noob.
I love when my co-commentator specifically flames a whole bunch of people and I get to listen to it. I'll be honest, that's a little bit of fun drama for me. But one barrier down here, though, a flip. Ooh, max range flip there from Stealth Rock. It's going to keep that point up. So let's see. Might have had something to hold it, but we're going to keep those cooldowns. Maelstrom coming in hot, but yeah, Celestia just kind of walks right on past. Almost a nice angle to get it around this Dubu, but not quite just yet. 3Z Breezy, a little bit of target of the kill right now. Quite low, under half, but regenerating ever so slightly. Gonna knock Chaotic away as Stealth Rock and Celestia are gonna fight on the bottom side here, though. Maelstrom coming in. They're gonna have to switch lanes. Absolutely, they do. Name Chaotic. Not gonna flip just yet. A little too far from the goal. It's really up to A now to get that ball over to Name Chaotic, who is stuffed immediately by the Giga. And now I'm not sure if Stealth Rock has anything left, but Name Chaotic doesn't find the positioning that they're looking for this flip. Being very patient to make sure they have the right positioning, and there they go. They like that one, and it's going to be good enough with that hook, and A kind of reinforces it, making Celestia small in case they wanted to flip. I'm almost certain that it would make the flip a little smaller as well. It's like a melee move, right? That's effects on your sides, yeah?
I do not think that's how that works, but I'm down to say it does.
I'm a liar, chat. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe secret buff. Not included in the patch notes. Nobody knows about it yet. Damage piled on to 3Z and A, as we see what feels like a bit of an odd thing for these team comps to do. Celestia claiming a KO, and that does mean a power play for Bombardiers could be a barrier, but it is still a Dubu you have to get through, and they have gotten through him.
Oh, Giga almost makes it through, spending barrage as well, and still losing the barrier. Celestia also spending their Rose Wave. Everyone blocking, getting into the corner, taking cover. They do survive that storm there. Stealth Rock has flip, is very small and very slow, but spends the flip to get it over to 3Z, who gets kind of blasted out of the way by this somersault. Now trying to self-dribble the ball to themselves. The Fool looking at a flip now, and Chaotic does find a kill on to 3Z there. It's going to be just these two to try to get it out of here. A flip from A. Not going to find its way, but oh man, Name Chaotic does get it through, possibly pressing that point passive, giving the core a little bit of extra speed. Well played there with that power play. POLR coretex, get her done. Oh, chat, for real though, is flip any based off your size for whatever reason? Let me know if I'm the dumbest guy on planet.
Yeah, well, I'm sure chat will let you know if you're right or wrong. They love commentating on opinions. But Kazan has managed to actually find a KO, and with the Dubu Tofu Fortress coming down, I was about to say that it's looking incredibly dire for Bombardiers, but somehow, some way, they will keep the play and the barrier alive. And actually, it will cost a flip from Name Chaotic to get it.
Nice pass up there to 3Z. Gonna get a nice triangulation around the era here. They do find a kill. Well played for this power play. A holding the line here, getting some extra energy and experience with some of these strikes. They're not looking to flip just yet, but they do find it with the lock and load. Now it's Celestia's turn to move up, make this flip happen, make this point go. But it's 3Z kind of maybe soloing here with this lock and load. They do get the flip. They get the piercing shot, which slays the Fool, but saves the ball in the final, their final little play there. Now the Maelstrom's coming through, but oh, can't get our hands on that ball, and it's going to be Bombardiers taking it all. Well played.
Yeah, and they've done so without the use of Stealth Rock's core flip, which is really, really nice. Coming into this 0.5 with what is basically 2 flip advantage. Nobody on POLR coretex is really quite close to a flip. Oh my god, nobody on POLR coretex seems to be even alive. Core flip comes out for Stealth Rock. They're going to try to sink it in 3v1. The Fool will try his best, but I don't think there's anything he can do. Oh, it was looking so good. It was looking bad for POLR, but then it started looking really bad for POLR. Then it looked even worse.
Nice work there, POLR coretex, making it happen here. And, I'm sorry, Bombardiers making it happen here. Celestia going to be our MVP right there. Sparks spotted. Lots of value coming out here for Celestia. Eyes have happened upon Dubu among Titans. Should be pretty interesting. Maybe the speed really is going to work out here, though, but Little baby Dubu could be... Actually, I guess it's not baby. Regular size Dubu, no powerhouse pauldron size to go with it there. The extra special there is nice for Stealth Rock. I love the Gigas that we have been seeing. And Monumentalist era, now that's actually quite good on our can't walk into the center of the map. So we'll see it come through. I mean, my goodness, it'll just clear the line, clear the board, actually.
For sure. I think it will be quite impactful as these rounds go on. But notably, this Estelle build is looking, well, the Estelle build, if you watched Night Market Knockout, we saw a similar build from a Vice. And it's looking quite similar with this 21 CDR and Hotshot. I think Estelle's going to be printing CDs as we get into this set. The Fool doing some great defense and managing to hold this barrier, but it's still a brutal game.
Gets it through Name Chaotic nicely there. Oh, but slain by the Fortress. The most offensive move in the game, right? And it's going to get a kill. And so is that, man. That Maelstrom is going to reinforce that core regardless of what happens. Name Chaotic will have to just push it in and successfully does so. Polar Cortex takes a minor advantage here. And they have kind of a little bit of a mountain to climb here, though, as they are down indeed 2 sets. But I think they can do it.
Yeah, they might be able to, and Name Chaotic seems determined to do so. Flip walking up here, shut down by Stealth Rock, and suddenly there's not too much pressure with Estelle's flip, and it seems to be bailed out, but at the cost of 3Z's life.
That was a great somersault. I mean, if you can get a kill with Dubu goalie on Amy's app, I'd say that's some crazy good value. Save the cooldowns for the other teammates. A has the option to flip there, though, is not really going to get too involved, as the 2v3 didn't exactly call for the flip there. Now lots of energy here on Polar Cortex. Going to blast SLC out of the way. Again, a flip there from the goalie, causing a kill. Really good value, but 3Z goes invisible, gains speed, activates that Xeno Cloak, back passing to Stealth Rock, who's going to actually use the barrage there to catch it. Possible tough spot there, though, using all that cooldown. Okay, A is now going to flip it on over to Chaotic, actually stuffed immediately by Stealth Rock. I love that the fact that Bombardier is really doing a good job of walking in front of Kazan, kind of the best thing you could do against him.
Yeah, for sure. Triple power play coming off with the help of some strikes, a Giga Blast, and I think maybe there was a shotgun in there. I'm not positive on that one. Bombardiers claim a point, and it really does look like Bombardiers is just very disciplined. Like, in a lot of these defenses, it looks really scary, but Stealth Rock and Celici, and occasionally Breezy will find a way to clear out. Oh, Name Chaotic is not dead. I thought he was.
Not just yet. Oh, yeah. Gonna have to get on out of there. Gonna evade, causing a flip there from the Maelstrom. Celici not in position with the cooldowns to actually punish the Fool from moving up so far there. Nice defense from A is gonna do a really great job of holding the barrier here, too. With the Fool's gonna use the somersault, but they finally get it through, but they survive long enough for Name Chaotic to return, and they clear the ball, so now they have a chance. Celici almost gets it through with the piercing shot, not going to find possession enough for that flip. Breezy really just playing this. This is really just Brawler Drakkar right here, and Celici also getting so involved. The lock and load kind of working overtime right now, sends out the Fortress. No big Maelstrom, so Stealth Rock actually gets to stand right through it, which is pretty big. Celici not many cooldowns left other than just this flip. Going to 1v1 A here is Stealth Rock. Name Chaotic might make it happen. Yeah, hooks backwards. Well played. Can they score this one?
It is possible if they can get something, but that is actually the Dubu. Zoro has had enough. He is ready to win this game. Been locking it down, and you know what? While we're at it, we'll take a point for ourselves as well. And suddenly, Polar Cortex is looking like they might have a bit of fight left in them, if nothing else. I can definitely tell Zoro does. And, you know, sometimes it's hard for the forwards to get through, so the goalie's got to get involved, you know?
I mean, you gotta, dude. That Logger's right there. Getting a point with the Dubu Log is, like, pretty incredible. Now we're going to pass that one up to A. Name Chaotic has this flip stuffed by that Giga once again. Sets up the Maelstrom. Gonna get the ball the heck out of there. Not trying to deal with any of that. Name Chaotic pretty low right now, but absorbs a cooldown there. And then barrage up here for Stealth Rock. Does end up flipping for that barrier, which is, you know, understandable. You could, oh wow, you could say one way or the other, but it's gonna be a top spin kill, pretty raw. Name Chaotic takes that one. The Maelstrom is going to clear 3Z Breezy out completely. No one to defend the ball there. And Polar Cortex gets it done. Honestly, I feel like they can really utilize... nice Fool getting an MVP there. If they can utilize this Maelstrom, I feel like that'll be like their win con.
I would agree, but unfortunately, I'm looking at a draft that Polar Cortex managed to win, and there's not a spark of strength, which I think feels really bad. Even if you don't care about the strength, having the CDR scaling is really nice. And I think there's an adrenaline rush on this board that is going to be picked up by A, probably just as a deny more than anything. And I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing that there's not a lot of anything in this draft. I think Bombardiers won it, but I don't know. Like, Stinger on the Estelle with these abilities that she's, like, printing is going to be very, very good if they can find some kills. And OIA on Stealth Rock's going to be quite useful. Hey, speaking of the kills, there's one. Let's see if we can find some more, or maybe if we can find a barrier off of it for the time being.
Yeah, some minor synergy there. Getting some damage on this Estelle is going to help Drakkar activate the fight or flight just a little bit to help get some staggers and some Xenocloaks back as the power play ends pretty abruptly. No barriers have really fallen just yet. Stealth Rock going to go for a little bit of a self-dribble barrage play there to not fold immediately to name Chaotic. Hold the line till the teammates get through. Breezy moving up, gets an ult. Actually, doesn't get an ult. I just see the Stinger going on there. Going to get the lock and load, actually. Gonna try to fight the way out of this corner. The Fool gets the ball when they need to, which is a nice clear. And now activating the Fortress. Oh, look at these Gigas. The Gigas from Stealth Rock have been actually, like, top level right now. Blocking perfectly. Oh, Name Chaotic does find a way to get the barrier and hold possession now. Fool on up to 3Z here. Maybe find a kill onto Celicy. Could be the power play that Polar Cortex is looking for, and they do find it. Could be big.
Could be big indeed, as Stealth Rock forced to burn a flip, and the rebound is caught by A. And suddenly, Name Chaotic and A have found an opening, and Name Chaotic actually has got nothing to do with that goal. It's all A. The barrage does not connect. Polar Cortex are really feeling like they've found their footing, even without the help of the Spark draft, or well, the lack of the Spark in the last draft. Maybe they've got, like, what it... Maybe the Era Kazan's going to prove me wrong, and I'm down to see it.
Indeed possible. We can see the Name Chaotic really putting their face... Oh my god, once again, the Maelstrom just nearly unstoppable. Like, you would have to be so far in front of that Maelstrom to get the ball away. So well played there from A. Name Chaotic getting a lot of energy, putting their face right on top of the opponents and activating this Catalyst as much as they can. So just giving a ton of value. Hey, maybe we'll see a fire up unless it's already gone, but that is to be seen. They're going to fight on the bottom side there. Maelstrom is going to whiff just a little bit. Going to have to use a somersault against that Crystal Thorns. Name Chaotic tries stealing the ball away from Celicy. A flip from A is going to go just a little wide. They might have been an angle to make it happen. Not going to work out just yet. Whoa, Stealth Rock trying to go for a kill onto Name Chaotic. Assisted there from Celicy, but completely whiffed a little bit. Completely whiffed a little bit. Smile. Name Chaotic does find their way to get out of there and still maintain all their energy with this flip, but possibly going to be the next guy killed.
Yeah, it is brutal to survive this Stinger. He's alive, the flip's gone, and suddenly with no more CDs, 3Z is on the hunt, and 3Z does not miss. It's a little impossible to miss that one, but Estelle, 3Z, the passes come through, and with his dying breath, not quite his dying breath, but close, 3Z Breezy will claim a point back. A little water emote for the fans. The Bombardiers are not quite done, but they do have, well, if we were talking about Polar Cortex having the uphill battle at the start of the game, it's starting to feel like maybe Bombardiers, the battle, or the hill has flipped.
The hill has flipped. Absolutely. Onto Name Chaotic here, as they're sent to just about no health. Trying to get this flip. They're not going to get involved. They're really not going to get involved. They have nothing left. Going to dash to at least the center, as the Fool and A are going to fight from the top. Flip needed to be used. Name Chaotic blocking bottom, which is exactly what you need to be doing. Has flip now, but really don't want to use it too defensively. They're getting blasted left and right, going to get it over to A, which at least will clear the ball for the Fool. Name Chaotic finds an orb as well. Small Maelstrom will not be knocking anybody out of the way. The Fool on up to A, and now they're dealing a little bit of damage here over to Celicy, but slowed and dotted up. 3Z Breezy says no way, and a flip from Stealth Rock is going to end Name Chaotic's life, as they're going to have this 2v3 power play once again. Team player showing up for Stealth Rock could end this point.
Yeah, a little bit of overcooking from 3Z Breezy. No barrier to be found yet. The beam's not going to land either. There's Crystal Thorn. Estelle has nothing left in the kit. Name Chaotic. The secondary. I don't know what to call that thing. It came down. It red speeded. It claimed a barrier. And now suddenly it's a lot more even. But with Estelle and 3Z closing in on Dubu, it is too much for the Dubu to reliably hold.
Absolutely looking at game point here. Bombardiers, one more to get it done, but not a ton of energy on that team. Celsi will be the next one to get that flip if everything goes as planned. Dealing a lot of damage over to Name Chaotic there. Certainly saying, yo, we should probably kill this guy. I got cooldowns. I got buttons. Name Chaotic does have like what you would call the counter, as Catalyst is pretty good, but man, Kazan's health pool just isn't enough to make Catalyst say, yeah, that's actually good against being owned.
Yeah, Catalyst is a bit of a thing of where like you have to get hit, and that means you have to have HP. Kazan's got none of that to spare. So he's kind of just being beat around. Like, he doesn't have a flip. Just kidding. He doesn't have a flip, and neither does Estelle, but Estelle's got a power play to work with, so that's probably an even trade. Oh, around the back. It's not going to rely and not going to find anything. It's looking really, really, really scary for Bomba. Fool's flip comes out. We'll save it for now, but it seems like the offense is never ending from the Estelle, and the passes are clean from Estelle to 3Z back to Celsi into the bottom corner. Bombardiers will claim the first map, Amy's application, and I think, regardless of how this game turned out, it's going to be a banger series just off this first game.
Yeah, that was pretty involved. Polar Cortex could not find it this one, but we do have Bombardiers looking quite good in this game. Lots of kills, 13 kills here for Bombardiers. Still 9, pretty good for Polar Cortex, but they could not find it. Eventually, after a couple of sets went by and a couple of awakenings were taken, I think they were just like, honestly, guys, we should kill Name Chaotic. I mean, the second that SLC got that stinger, they were like, yeah, piercing shot's going to kind of hit everyone, and Kazan going to kind of get hit, kind of die, kind of stung. So, you know, that kind of felt like it was their plan, you know, assistance of Giga Blast as well, so they could really keep the damage on to Name Chaotic, and you find them killed most of the time. Good defense there from the Fool as well. At least keeps them looking pretty decent. It was a 1-3, but, you know, pretty close regardless. Well played from Bombardiers as we move on to the next one, which is, of course, going to be everyone's favorite map. I'm seeing it here. I'm reading it now. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm reading it out loud to the people. Map. And it's... I need a drum roll. I really can't say it without a drum roll.
Oh. I don't know how to do a drum roll. I'm
okay,
sorry.
Here comes the drum roll.
Like, I guess get hit up.
The drum roll is going so crazy. Let me just wait for the drum roll to finish, actually.
Okay, it'll happen eventually. I am in agreement with you, though. I think the singer pickup really made a difference in terms of what Bomba could do. Polar's comeback really did feel like it just got kind of shut down whenever the Kazan couldn't really do what Kazan wants to do. But, you know, that is the downside of Kazan. I think it's a very mixed character. Lots of people like playing him. A lot of people don't really think he's that strong, but there's like people that really make him work, and sometimes you just get beat to death. But also, you know what? I'll say it. Eric Kazan sucks. Don't pick it. Even though it was looking good for a set or two, that it sucks. Awful comp.
Well, you know, maybe it sucks. You know, maybe it sucks. Who knows? I mean, because what you're saying about Kazan is pretty right, though. I mean, that is like a glass cannon character. Like the offense. Sometimes Kazan's offense is like truly feels undefendable sometimes, but you can kind of just beat his face in, and that's pretty valuable. I was trying to say that, like, having the Monumentalist era. Oh my gosh, we're going to Oni Village, insane. Having the Monumentalist era was kind of like a win con, but Dan Chaotic just kind of got knocked out of the play too often, and there was really not enough setup for this era to do by herself, which is pretty much exactly what Bombardiers was trying to do. You know, get that guy on out of here, though. But hey, Oni Village. Oni Village is the map I was trying to say the whole time. I just could, I had to wait for the drum roll to finish, and now that it has, Oni Village, we're going to Oni Village, Flop.
Oni Village!
What do you like about Oni Village? Tell me anything about it.
Well, Okay, I know Oni Village goes long. I actually like playing Oni Village. And sometimes I like casting Oni Village. Sometimes though, yeah, the keyword is sometimes. Really depends on what the people pick. There's a boring way to play Oni Village, and there's a fun way to play Oni Village. Regardless, though, I think generally I'm a fan of Oni, and I think initially whenever I think about like these teams, I'm really concerned for which team got blue side. I believe I don't know how the picks work. I don't know which team has won the coin flip, which team like what happened. I don't know anything like that. So, but Estelle Kai, both are characters really good right now. Both are characters at A and Cella C. Not really the Kai, but the Estelle is what I'm talking about, right? Oh God, the Estelle is going to be really high prio, and I'm curious what happens because there's a lot of drafting choices. Like you have the option, like you first pick Estelle, then you ban Kai, right? That's pretty common, but then you lose like a melee goalie, and you end up in melee goalie nightmare or PG-13. I don't know. It's an Among Titans start, and also a Stinger. It's the Estelle ban right off the rip from POLR. So we're actually going to probably see. If I had to imagine, I would guess that is going to be Zoro's Kai, unless the Bombardiers decide to ban it.
Banning Kai is a worthy decision, I would say, on this map. Kai is kind of quite good in the midfield zone. They're going to ban out, actually going to ban out the Fool here, not allowing this Dubu to show up. We might be seeing, Juno got a little bit of a buff back. She got some of that power back, which is fine. Juno, I think, is still a pretty solid pick on this map, but indeed the Kai is still very open. Rasmus, very open, also pretty good on this map, but Santaro has kind of been the fan favorite recently here, though, so what is Polar Cortex going to find?
They've got their options, and really waiting out the draft here. Oh, it's an Asher. I'm going to be honest. I think that is an Asher Goldie, and I'm a little disappointed. I could be wrong. However, we don't see a lot of Asher forwards, I don't think. It's the Rasmus, the Zentaro. Those are really the ones that come to mind.
Where'd everyone go?
Oh.
Sorry, everyone. Everyone has died. The game has been canceled. And NASL is over.
No. Cliff is right. Stella C name off means that they lose their ban. Which
yeah. That's a rule, Chad.
Yeah, take their ban for game 3-2. Yeah, drop Leto's seeking violence.
Take their ban. Honestly, I'm down. I want drama, bro. Get these guys a rule book. Okay? Celasy, what are you doing over there? Taking that ban. So unlucky, as the characters will be showing up again probably pretty soon. But yeah, Oni Village, kind of a slow map, right? It's a little tanky. Dubu banned, but we probably are going to see a little Atlas action, right? Atlas, and maybe who's the other one? Mako? Could it possibly be Mako situation, bro? No one plays Mako, right?
We saw it yesterday in Night Market Knockout. Shout out Smags, Dr. Smags.
Oh my god, she's real.
Yeah, she's real. Okay, we are same start and everything. So I imagine we're going to see everything play out exactly the same. It's going to be Polar with the Estelle ban, and then Bomba forfeits theirs, and then Polar gets their Kai. That's what the reset is for. They wanted the Kai. Yeah, there we go. Right. Shocker.
Okay, understandable. No ban. Possibly Dubu coming in hot. Now they have to deal with Dubu. Yikes, bro. Think about it. Dubu and Atlas on two different teams, blocking the single barrier on the bottom side of their screen for 17 minutes straight. Like, Oni Village, am I right?
Oni Village. Hopefully we'll see something different. I'm not really... I'll be honest. You know how I said sometimes I like casting Oni Village?
Yeah.
So sometimes is when I'm not seeing Atlas Dubu picks. I'll be honest. I think those characters turn the map really boring.
But I think you're seeing Atlas Dubu.
We might be. I'm willing to accept that is my punishment for whatever I did in my past life.
What'd you do, bro?
I don't know.
What'd you screw up, man? Tell me.
Oh, it's actually no Dubu for Bombardiers, which means Polar could flex the Kai midfield and pick up the Dubu themselves, which would be quite,
Oh, there it is.
dare I say, the best in slot comp, which is, oh god.
Why did I
Alright.
not think Kazan was definitely the last pick, actually?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Well, Dubu Asher is only a little bit better than, well, honestly, no. I like seeing
No.
Atlas more. I like seeing Atlas more. I think Dubu Asher is 10 times more cringe. But
At least Atlas can like kind of throw himself up there with his little astral projection, make a cool play in combination with the strike shot. But we're definitely going to be tanking up here this game.
no, I think we're going to see our Asher sit on the field and maybe throw a pass splitter and like set 4 or something and then never do it again. We'll see. With 6 Among Titans, that is my prediction. Calling it now. Every
Agreed.
player in this lobby goes Among Titans, unless Bombardiers just want to play like freaks and try to kill, but I don't think they can with Kazan, Amy, and Asher certainly is not going to be doing any DPSing in this lobby. Not easily, anyways.
No, I don't think so. I think it would be too crazy, right, to even try to like catch the Among Titans gamers with trying to hit this stinger. But I mean, it could happen. But we're gonna go with the odds of all 6 Among Titans are quite high here, as speed is normally king, especially on open the entire map. It's just kind of triangulate passing and trying to get those lines right through the enemy team. We do see indeed 6 Among Titans showing up here, though. Powerhouse Pauldrons on our stealth rock.
Oh, wait a minute.
Eyes.
Hang on. Pause. I never really
Okay.
considered the option that it could be Kazan goalie. I reserved that pick specifically for Moff and Koei, and anybody else that picks it, I just do not have faith in. I'm sorry for the 3 Kazan goalie players out there. You're not him. We'll see.
Here's one of them.
Yeah, we'll see if he can live up to the hype that Moff and Koei has built around that character. At the moment, the Fool is decided to take a little bit of a leap. No strike to be found. A bit of an interesting point.
Yeah, it's like the Fool was probably thinking, let me be extra safe and ult here, and it actually was worse than just trying to strike, which is always the feels bad man situation when the ults just take a little too long to come out. But yeah, I am also interested to see how this Kazan shall be performing. Although, man, losing both barriers once again here, though. The Fool probably not too happy about that one. They're going to try to fight their way through. Once again, 3Z Breezy on this Asher. A blasting themselves to the bottom side, holding the line. Celicy has a flip here, though. They could approach. They could get close if they can clear this ball out of the hands of Name, Chaotic, and A. But they're holding the line here, though. Big flip right in front. Not much to react to there. And whoa, Slay gets the ball through with the Giga, and then Pendulum swings themselves into victory. The Polaring, the Cortex, gets a point.
Yeah, we're so far looking good in terms of how long these points are going, which is quite good. Breezy trying to find this barrier and unable to find it. I think the glitch pop might have actually saved it, dare I say, which is a little bit of a feels bad moment, but that's okay. A bit of an interesting same side matchup. Just kidding. There are no barriers up for the side of Bombardiers.
Thieves of Fortress comes in here, though. Tries to get the ball over to A. The Fool has a flip. Not going to move up too far. Not going to overcommit. Scary Pat Splitter there. Could actually just knock you right on off the map. A can't find the in-between pass there. Gets it through 3Z, but Stealth Rock having no problem holding it here. Celicy gets Pendulum swung right in their face. No evade to be found. Breezy. Alright, sorry. Name Chaotic. Gets it on with a Pendulum swing once again. Trying to come up with what emote Breezy's spamming there.
There's tons of emotes that the players love
So
to
many.
use individually. Stealth Rock forced to bring the flip out just to survive. The Fool fighting back with one of his own, stuffed out by Breezy, and will claim a barrier, and bang, we've ended up in the sacred opposite side, goalie, whatever you want to call this. The thing that makes it go around the world 900 times. We just love this.
Yep. That is indeed what's going to be happening there, though. Dubu getting a little bit of a particle acceleration there, though, but not enough to make the game too crazy. Cool. Pass it on up into the speed lane there to give it over to Name Chaotic. Now A is finding themselves shattered now from Celicy's flip, which could result in some good value. Yeah, nice combo there with the cyber swipe into a glitch pop. Kind of one of the only ways to really get kills on this map is to get like a big combo like that, because it's so big. Usually one move is not going to be enough to send it unless it's the crater maker. Now A finds himself back on the board. Named Chaotic can get their hands on the ball. Kind of a wide dribble there, but they still get to approach. They flip right through Stealth Rock and they get it in. Polar Cortex is now in the lead. They're doing it.
They're doing it, and I didn't really mention it because I kind of was busy yapping about other stuff. But we are seeing Named Chaotic on the Rasmus, which, you know, for those who aren't aware, he's been kind of putting up big numbers on this Rasmus character. Shout out to Feta5 for those that watched the Ratman Rob video. You know, everybody in this community. But regardless, talk about other things. A couple notable things here. Rasmus picking up some size is really nice for him. And aerials on the Kai is also going to be really nice for A. Polar Cortex sitting comfortably. The only real thing I'm super scared about is the rapid fire on Amy, but that is like not the scariest primary in the game.
Perhaps not the scariest primary in the game, but in the right hands, that is quite a good move. Being a projectile that allows to go through other players and objects and stuff is quite nice. A little bit extra could be good. We'll see if we can get some stacks on this Orb Dancer here from 3Z. They do manage to get that barrier. The Fool and Named Chaotic make it happen. A getting involved on the bottom side there. They do actually survive this turret situation, so the barrier will live. And man, Stealth Rock can't get their hands on that ball with either move, and it's going to be Polar Cortex once again. And you know, as you were saying, yeah, maybe Mafakura is the only one goes on goal.
Mafakura may be the only person to make this character work. Or you know what? There's also like Asianator, I think, in one of the lower leagues. He gets some playtime here and there, and he makes it look okay as well. But this seems to be a bit of a specialist pick, and right now the specialist pick is not, well, specializing quite as well as you probably would have liked it to. Regardless, though, both barriers for the side of Polar Cortex are down, and look like both were for the side of H or Bomba. We're going to go down as well.
Close call. So let's see. Get their hands on the ball with this glitch pop. Gonna be flipping here though. Tries to make something happen. Oh, with Breezy kind of catches it there. Actually puts it on in for the Bombardiers. Perhaps this Kazan just needs a couple more awakenings to get going. A little bit of speed, a little bit more size could be quite nice. They're trying to even this one up, grab this next set. Kazan pretty good at getting involved there though, and being able to back up a little bit, having 2 dashes, which is great, especially with this entrance here. Gives them a little bit more range. Actually, being so big, you can actually hook it from that distance, which is also quite good. Cosmetic barrier finally taken down here, though, for the Bombardiers. Approaching here with this flip. Named Chaotic, trying to get a little bit of a combo there with the barrage. Get a flip from Stealth Rock as well to push it on through. A is back here to hold this barrier for Polar Cortex. And no flips here, though. It's really tough to get the barrier here if you don't have flip and like a huge combination, but boy, that turret will do it.
Yeah, and the damage and stuff being piled on the Breezy might need to take a little bit of a break, sharing that orb with Zoro. It's always nice to see a goalie and a brawler handshake and say, we make peace, not war. We'll take a little bit of a break, and the offense mounts back up for Polar Cortex. It seems the possession is had, the hook is not found, and that means suddenly the power has shifted into Bombardier's favor, as Silasy and Breezy have their attempt at this goal.
Positioning here that Breezy is taking is getting so difficult for the Fool. They're doing such a good job of backing up when they need to just make sure that they can get their hands on the ball, but they're not going to get that through the Tofu Fortress just yet. A is going to try to get through with the barrage. Stealth Rock survives the hook from the other character and gets it on through the Kazan there, though. Nice one from Named Chaotic. The hooks, man. The hooks is the best moves in the games, bros.
Yeah, and we're seeing Polar Cortex looks pretty in control this game, dare I say. You know what? No, not dare I say. I say. That is my decree. Named Chaotic at A, well, I was going to say had a flip to work with. A will be using it on the defense just to buy themselves some time. A is trying to find something, and suddenly Bombardiers has fought back, claiming both barriers, and now Polar Cortex not quite as comfortable as I was making them out to be, as Celici will find a kill on A, I believe, walk it up with no core flip needed, actually. They're just going to walk it in with a strike.
Nice to make sure that you're standing on the Dubu as well. Thuzy Breezy doing a good job of sticking into the Fool's face. You really can't go anywhere. The somersault will, of course, be canceled instantly if someone is standing on you, so you can't get to the ball. Giga Blast almost finds a kill onto Celici by a flip. That could have been huge value, but losing both barriers in return. A flip on over, trying to combo with the Cyber Swipe, but it's not going to find the goal just yet. Defended there by the Fool. And Chaotic spending all that Death's Touch there, getting basically nothing out of it. It's just too many strikes getting in the way. He's going to try to ride this down there, but actually gets stuffed just about immediately. The Giga, wow, lives it through that barrier beam. There is a, like, tiny little time where you can get the ball through the barrier beam before it pops, but not going to work out there for them, but it will indeed work out the next play. As Breezy puts it in with Celici.
Yeah, and this is a pretty important draft, I think. You know, I just say that about I'm going to say that about every draft for the future of time.
They're all
but
important.
Actually, yeah, they're all important. Every draft is important. Every draft is game winning. In this draft, I'm looking at peak performance and also maybe a little fire up and possibly a team player. If team player can get to Kazan, that is really, really good for him. And it will be getting to him. Yeah, okay, about to say. Got to him, and suddenly I really, really, really like Bombadier's opportunity here, I guess. I don't know what. I like what they've gotten from this draft. Blast Cannon on Amy will be very nice for that midfield speed. Team player on Kazan is going to do a lot of work. And 3Z gets some little bit more energy, which is always quite nice as well.
Good indeed. We'll see if they can... Always curious to see this OIA work one way or the other. I'd love to say, oh my god, died because of OIA, LOL, or like, wow, scored the entire point because of OIA, because it can certainly do both. As, man, this pass splitter is making things super difficult. Both barriers down. A Cyber Swipe will stuff the Fool just about instantly, but not an angle. That'll go in directly. Breezy backing up onto A, who opened himself for the pass, but a little too late there for the Fool to recognize. Stealth Rock, seeing that the Giga Blast is going to be a problem. Nice hook backwards, survives that situation. Breezy looking quite low now, pulled completely out of the play. It's up to Celici, cannot make it happen. Cleared too quickly from the Fool. Now Stealth Rock against A here. Back on up to Name Chaotic, finding a kill. Big power play here for Polar Cortex. Energy on to A, energy on Celici. This is going to be big value if they manage to get it through. Almost had it. Nice try there from Celici. It's basically the best play they could have made, which is jump forward. Oh my god, we're top spinning right under the shaft. Don't clip that. Polar Cortex.
And he's on his way to get another Twitch clip. You know, might be your ongoing thing this season, trying to be the most clipped caster. Sure, that's an award for something, but you know what? Who cares about that? Name Chaotic, A, the Fool, 3 flips to work with. Polar Cortex burn 1. An insta flip from Stealth Rock to shut that down actually means that, well, the barrier's still going to go down, but it'll go down a little slower than it probably should have.
Nice one, and Fool getting so involved there, not even spending the flip. Lots of value there. Once again, holding onto that flip could possibly result in a double barrier in this specific point, as Polar Cortex is looking at really just almost a 2-set advantage here, right, over Bombardiers, who had quite a lot of control in the last game, but looks like the only village is really working out for Polar Cortex as of right now. I feel like still a tough game. A is going to back up all the way and grab the goalie orb and say, honestly, the barrier was cosmetic from the start. We understand this as a community. And Fool's going to find themselves blocking themselves now with the path splitter. They do end up clearing it out. Nothing more than you can ask for than clearing it out through the path splitter. The high value there from Polar Cortex. Whoa, big kill onto the goalie, onto the Kazan from Bombardiers. Going to have to try to fight their way out of this 2v3 power play situation, but Breezy playing... being good and playing Asher will do a fine job of playing goalie there.
Oh my god. But that's a second kill on Stealth Rock and Name Chaotic, a beautiful pass. The flip is too late. It is a good try. Stealth Rock caught off guard and will be taking a small, well, when we include draft, it's about a full, like, minute break. You know, throw on the extra 24 seconds that happened there. And that does mean Name Chaotic has a couple options to choose from. I don't really know what Erasmus actually wants here. He's already got quite a bit of size. He's going to opt into more size. Oh, he's saving that chrono boost for his Kai. And, I mean,
Whoa.
I don't know, dare I say we, ooh.
Once, wow, I feel like this was a situation where it was like, we don't let Dubu have extra special, period. And that seems to be what they went with, allowing, well, I guess they picked, right? Celici would maybe rather have heavy impact here for some of the kills and some of the cooldowns, which is quite good. But hey, extra special onto Kazan from that deny pick could be not super great. But the size from Chaotic, quite good, and a good deny from Stealth Rock as well. So solid draft there from Polar Cortex, the winners of the last set. So pretty understandable to find a minor advantage there. Whoa, love the redirect there from Threezy to push it into the barrier with the barrier beam, and another quite good angle is going to go right onto that bottom side. Well played there, Threezy Breezy, with those good strike angles, man. Hey, this guy could be pretty good at the game. Someone draft him. I don't know.
I think everybody who's made it this far could be classified as pretty good at the game. Probably all have been drafted at some point in their lives. Named Chaotic, they'll find a barrier, and they're going to work on the second one, and when it's taken to this top corner, there's the Tofu Fortress, and that is basically all you need to claim a barrier when it's that close and not a lot of space to work with. Named Chaotic, well, they've got a flip to work with.
Absolutely do have a flip to work with. So does Celici, probably eyeing that last little barrier. But oh my gosh, too much pressure onto this Kazan, onto Stealth Rock. The pendulum swing will be quite nicely timed from Named Chaotic to do a stun, get a good angle. It's going right on in. They keep that flip onto Named Chaotic. Lots of energy from Polar Cortex. Celici want to see some high value out of this flip, that's for sure.
For sure, definitely agree. Threezy will manage to claim that barrier, even with the Tofu the slam and the Tofu Fortress looked good. And they actually Bombardiers have found both barriers somehow. And that pass splitter looks very dangerous. Albeit they're okay for now as they convert onto an offense. Polar Cortex is trying to find something, but immediately loses possession again.
Yeah, dangerous position, passing the ball a little close to Threezy, who doesn't find himself perfectly center here. They aren't going to flip. It is stunned, or sorry, it is stuffed by a whole lot of cooldowns and indeed a flip from the Fool. So they do at least get that resource out of Zoro. They're gonna pass it on up to the top here though. Named Chaotic gonna try to find some position to get in there. They do flip it close enough, but that's a lot of strikes. 3-player defense. It's gonna be a little too much to handle. They're gonna pass it one up to A once again. Named Chaotic gonna try to dribble it to themselves with a little bit of a mix-up. And right now, Bombardiers feels like they have a whole lot of control. I don't see how they lose this point, Eyes.
Well,
freaking knew it.
I'll go ahead and say it. I don't see how they lose that point either, considering they just went ahead and claimed it for themselves with the pass splitter. I do agree. I think it is really rough to get through this backline once they get in that triple offense. But I think if Polar Cortex can wait the game out and get those Tofu Fortresses that they seems to be so effective at getting, right? I think that is probably the win condition, if you will, if you believe in those for Polar Cortex, and they seem to be pretty good at setting it up.
Nice Giga. It's going to blast it on up once again. Finds the speed gate. The Fool gets there just in time to hold our cosmetic barrier. But Threezy finds a big old kill right there. Bombardiers fighting on back. Instantly gets both barriers, spending some resource to do so. But that's why those resources exist. Pad Splitter just trolling everyone until it's time to make the play, which is now sending the Fool into orbit, evening up the set count, and Threezy Breezy going to steal whatever they want.
Yeah, Threezy is lock the Asher, and it's not the first massacre he's done in the last couple days. He'll be rewarded with something. If I had to guess, just initially, fight or flight makes sense. The speed map and brawlers, when they get a little bit of speed, can get really out of hand. It feels like they get a little bit of they just need a little bit, either size or speed, and they kind of get to make so many more plays. Other notable things, though, Zoro managing to double spark it up, and with a spark of agility, spark of strength, not only is the Dubu a little more lethal, he's a lot more fast.
Indeed, 2 sparks, boy. Pretty good value right now, especially on the extra speed. Actually, Zoro's moving at a pretty alarming rate right now, flying around, especially with that speed gate. We're going to lose one of those barriers, logs the other one, but too many strikes is going to get right through this Dubu. Stealth Rock moving up a little bit farther to try to get the ball. Try to stand in front of the two forwards. Manages to clear it out, only losing one barrier in return. Chaotic holding possession to the bottom side, but it is going to be Stealth Rock the next to hit the ball. They find a line right on through both of the forwards, putting pressure onto the Fool, but not too catastrophic here. This pendulum swing isn't going to do all that much. So LC finds their way into a flip. Now they're going to have to clear this ball once more, as this open goal and this flip will be pretty easy to score. Dubu actually winning out there, though. Rare scenario. Now it's time for Celsi to make it happen, but the ball a little too fast on that speed gate.
Yeah, and Bombardiers have 2 flips and a pass splitter to work with. Polar Cortex hanging on for now, but, you know, not without the wide use of resources. And it goes around. We finally hit overtime, but overtime is something that definitely favors this team player Kazan. Breezy will try to find something and is not going to find anything. And they're looking for it again. And both flips for Bombardiers are down. If Polar Cortex can survive, they're in a good position to take this map.
Wow, great shot there from Chaotic. I feel like Polar Cortex Bombardiers had a good chance of blocking a lot, especially with the size of this Kazan, but that was squishing it right under that Amy's tail. Well played there. Now gonna use that barrage to grab the first little barrier there. Not too big of a... Both cosmetic barriers have fallen. Oh, cosmetic player down as well. Breezy no longer on the board. Now we're gonna have a big 2v3 here for Polar Cortex. Nothing easier to get a barrier than a 2v3 go comboed from Celsi. We saw the decision to take heavy impact over the extra special coming to play right there, getting enough knockback to slay the Fool. And the barrier goes down for Bombardiers, though. Kind of big.
Yeah, that is very, very big. And Polar Cortex already up a point. Are probably quite happy with that. Chaotic almost finding it, but the Kazan will manage to get a save. And suddenly we are in a pretty scary looking spot for Bombardiers for Polar Cortex. But Polar Cortex is actually responding quite well to the Asher and the Amy pressure. Fortunately, not able to respond to that pressure right there.
Oh gosh, I was gonna say beautiful top spin to intercept that. Well, I mean, it was beautiful top spin to intercept that Death's Touch, but man, we had the barrage coming in there. A was fast enough to involve themselves when they needed to, just a little too much pressure for the Kazan to deal with. But still a good top spin. I mean, that's the kind of awareness you need to at least get to this game 5. Polar Cortex are looking at this game point, but man, stuffed immediately with, oh my gosh, Amy and Asher and Turret and Strikes, and the threat of the flip sometimes is just as good as the flip, because you gotta evade, you gotta run, you gotta cry. Now Celsi still has this flip, so Bombardiers, they might be down a point here though, but they got some energy to work with.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can actually get that energy to, you know, find something. They will find the first barrier. However, we all know the first barrier is not the one that matters. So the Fortress is going to come out, and Polar Cortex will fire back a barrier of their own. It feels like we're actually same side, which is a bit of a rarity, I feel like, in terms of the typical Oni Village setup.
True. One of these players is playing with their top barrier. Yikes. Unlucky. It's going to be a flip there from Chaotic. Goes for the pendulum swing. They do find the strikes to relieve that pressure. Celsi trying to move up there with the glitch pop, but Fool not doing too big of a job. Okay, nice pendulum swing. Grabs the final barrier. Celsi flipping here a little far, but everyone is a little aware of what the angle that Celsi was looking for. They do block it pretty harmlessly. Stealth Rock is fighting A here on the bottom side here. Chaotic looking a little low. Going to at least take out that drone. Good enough. Lots of damage and pressure coming out from the Firewall Sentry. Chaotic can't get the ball, but they do knock Celsi out of the way. Trying to dribble himself with the pendulum swing is not going to work out. Now team players active in this overtime. A is working on a flip. Couple of strikes away before they can try to get it through. They must score before A gets this flip, man.
Yeah, and it is looking like it's quite hard to do so. Chaotic and A cannot find a comp that can, like, just a spot that can find anything. Barrage is unable to find anything. The flip goes wide as well. Oh, the hook goes wide. Stealth Rock surviving for now, but team player... That's not team player. That's just 1-2 punch. Regardless, Polar Cortex have found their way back into a game 3, claiming their map, Oni Village.
Well played there. Polar Cortex saying no shot, we're out of it yet. We love Oni Village. We're playing Dubu. And they tried, man, think about it. Think about it. They tried to ban that Dubu. And the Dubu takes it. The Dubu secures the win here for Polar Cortex. Yeah, nice game there of Oni Village. A lot of cool combos coming out to get that final barrier. It's funny how often I'm just like, the flip, it's the absolute, bro. You get too close, you know, the flip is gonna score the thing, and then someone just whiffs the flip, and I'm just like, you know, it really does just come and go, but it does come. It'll be back, but boy is it good and valuable. It's basically your best move, but you know, it's surprisingly easy to whiff because you're just looking for the best positioning ever to like cover as much space as possible. But yeah, we'll play from Polar Cortex. We'll be going to a game 3, which will be everyone's favorite map. And I actually saw it. Flop, did you see it? You saw it.
I
right?
saw it. I saw
You
it.
saw it. He saw it. Guys, it's gonna get wet out there. It's gonna get wet, bro. Get your bathing suit, bro. Wet. So wet. Flop, it's gonna get wet.
It's gonna get wet. We're taking a swim. Surf's up. Something about Inkies. This is a map that I suspect is going to be a lot of back and forth between these teams. I am going to say I think this is a map that favors Polar a little bit more than it does Bomba. But I think, you know, this is a map. This is a map. This is a map.
He's
Yeah.
right.
Shocker, guys. It is a map. No, Inkies is a map that I think heavily favors the way Polar Cortex likes to play. And from what I've seen whenever I've scrimmed them, they are very, very comfortable on it. They sure did. They sure looked comfortable on it when they rolled us on it, which is, you know, always looks good. I don't know. I haven't scrimmed Bomba. They might also be comfortable on it. I don't know yet. But just thinking, like, whenever I think of the Fool and A and name Chaotic, I think their character pools kind of line up with what you want on Inkies a bit more.
It's possible. I would say that Inkies is relatable to Oni Village a little bit. It's got a lot of open space. You know, the ball is really often going to be riding these corners. It's still one of the best clear angles for this map, but of course we are involving the water cannon, which makes things awkward. There's a lot of squishing the ball in Oni Village onto the corners and like hitting people, and they bounce off the wall. Cool, really, really cool, brand new cool thing. You know, you die on the barrier side on this map, so you can't really defend so easily in that corner. So just blasting a bunch of cooldowns in that corner is going to be a little bit more valuable. So I would say, like, yeah, if we saw them win Oni Village, they could have an advantage here, but I feel like this map is really like knowledge specific. So interested to see how much experience that will be seen here from Bombardiers. They are good. I've heard they're good. So we'll go ahead and say that this will be a nice even match, as Rasmus is our first ban here for the Bombardiers. And final ban, here it comes, Swap. There it is.
That makes sense. I was going to mention the chrono boost is very, very big, I think, for a lot of haste characters. Curious if we'll see the A era come out. Now, I'll go ahead and say it. I have never no shade to A. I've never seen that guy pick Arrow with a brawler that like actually cares about arrow buffs.
Because On is dead.
Yeah, that's just me. Polar Cortex is gonna pick up the Now Zentaro. I don't know who the Now is on, but I can guess who the Zentaro is on. Bombardiers are probably just gonna lock the Asher again, if I had to guess. I would be thoroughly surprised if they did not just go Estelle, Asher, Atlas. It's gonna be Estelle. Okay, it's the other Dash Punch.
Thoroughly surprised.
Yeah, really surprised. Also, apparently, based off the Twitch chat reaction, there is a Octavia that has been picked in. But once again, like I said, it's going to be the A arrow. What does she even do? Arrow or exclamation arrow 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna flame the calm. We're picking Eras in.
Say it.
We're picking Eras in. This thing sucks. What are we doing? We're picking Eras and Taro.
Chat, what are you doing picking Eras and Taro? What are you doing? Sacrificing all of your NASL wins with Eras and Taro? What are you doing? Incredible. Maybe it has something to do with this Chrono Boost. It's possible. I'd say that's a pretty good awakening on Era. Might be able to carry a way through this one. But they do have Juliet, not Asher. Oh, Celestine most likely taking this. Estelle, I liked the Estelle play from our game 1. I feel like they just, they felt like they could not do what they wanted to do last game in that Oni village. A lot of open space, and but now we have slightly less open space and Estelle. So really good at hitting things wherever they are. Estelle is going to be shooting anyone. It's very good to have that kind of range when the barriers are just unblockable for the most part. Honestly, this is a map that I would say that like Kazan Goalie, I kind of like Kazan Goalie on this map. I feel like he's just the perfect size with that hook to block a barrier this big. But we do not see Kazan ever again, as the Fool is going to be stepping up with this goalie era, actually. He's going to be A on the now. Named Chaotic, of course, taking this Zentaro. And we knew the opposing team here was going to be Celestion, Estelle there. And 3Z taking the Vigorous Vambrace. Keep your eyeballs open for Vigorous Vambrace. Love to see that thing get value. Oh, I almost said... I was going to say, love to see that card get value, but somehow I corrected it to thing instantly and then thought I said card anyway. Yeah, what a day. What a day, huh?
Somebody been playing a little bit Navis Fire or something. What card are you playing?
Literally.
Yeah, figured. Anyways, we'll be seeing, well, the beams come through, specifically Inky's beam. I'll call that by the water cannon in the future. The other water cannon has come out. Somebody's taking a swim. Breezy and Celestia will sink it into the dash punch and some passes. Immediately, that might have been, a 35-second point. It certainly did not feel like one.
Yeah, well played there, though. That just the plays you can expect from the wettest map on all time, bro. Inky's Fortress. It's got water. It's got the octopus up there. Actually, it's got 2. Octopus is also down there. Going with the rush there. Named Chaotic does find a way to pretty harmlessly get that barrier, only spending 1 cooldown blast into orbit. Atlas not going to save themselves, standing in the line of true fire, as A and the Fool do actually clean that one up really quick. All right, I mean, heck, Polar Cortex instantly answering back.
I've seen so far 2 people die to the water cannon.
Yeah, right? 2 already.
Yeah, we're off to a great start. Named Chaotic's flip is going to be shut down. Good play by Stealth Rock means that the pressure is fully relieved, and Breezy will actually claim the first barrier and have access to that water cannon. Will not be needing it, though, because you still have a dash punch to work with.
I'm a little surprised that we didn't see an evade there from the Fool. It was going to be really, really, really hard to stop it regardless, but gets stunned just about instantly from that kick into the punch, of course. Quite good combo there, so I've heard. So they're going to push that one on the bottom side there, which is a good position there. Celestia finds their way to get a flip here. Spending the flurry. A tries to get it through there with the evade, but it's not going to work out just yet. Dash punch again, stunning everyone in the line. Man, so easy breezy. I want to say you guys got to make him work for it, but dash. I don't know. He's dash punching. He's good dash punching, I'm sure, but like clean. No, he's in position. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's looking pretty good on it. I'm gonna be honest. Dare I say he might be pretty good at that pick. I'm gonna be opting into the reptile. I don't really know the reasoning. I gotta be honest. I don't know the reasoning at all. I'm more interested in talking about the Atlas with the hot shot. And also this explosive Estelle. Those are really the important drafts here. That's certainly a backline that has like a lot of CD. Like Atlas is very, very happy with the hot shot, obviously, and then Celestia double dash awakening means I think she can cover just about the whole map.
Yeah, really good range here for the Rose Warp that we shall be seeing. I mean, I can imagine a scenario where they were like, let's play Era so we can like make the Juliet small and make her useless, but we're dash punching the Era in the face, and then Celestia is shooting the ball into the goal. I think that's a pretty good play from Bombardiers. So they get another point for that one, a pretty quick one as well. All right, let's see if Polar Cortex can change the game here, as they're gonna put it onto the top side. Atlas helping out here with a little bit of back pass action. A can't get their hands on the ball. Big ol' Rose Warp, as we're trying to say. Lots of extra range. Spends the Oni's blade to try to get control of the ball. Man loses that barrier before even getting dash punch. Unfortunate that they had so much core speed right there. Pass it up to Named Chaotic with no barrier left. The water cannon is coming on through, but passes it down and not going to try to deal with A, giving it on over to Named Chaotic out of the water cannon. But I think there might have been a position where you could have put the ball farther into the cannon by yourself. Regardless, still a good play to keep it out of the hands of the enemy team.
I agree. Oh, Breezy has decided to kill the Fool, taking him off the field. And suddenly a power play for the Bombardiers as they try to get it up. Named Chaotic will expend the resources to keep it up and keep it out of their net. And so far, they are out of the immediate threat and on to their actual own offense. Core flip from A, finds a barrier. What a cheeky little angle there. And Named Chaotic with another one. It's a hard shot. Stealth block, no resources to really shut that one down. Polar Cortex fire back and claim themselves a point.
That's fair. You know, 2 flips, 1 for the barrier, 1 for the goal. I wouldn't feel too bad about that. It's going to be pretty tough to dodge. In like the highest level of play or some sort of theory crafting, you could say that honestly it's not too bad to like lose a point to 2 flips. But, you know, what could you say about that situation other than they got into position and they made it happen? Fight this way through the bottom side here with Breezy. Okay, moving up really fast, though. The Fool tries to get a flip, but a combo with the Oni Blade is actually going to grab the barrier, which is the best value you could get. The dash punch actually not quick enough. Pixels away from that one into the water cannon. Named Chaotic getting their hands on the ball, back passing over to the Fool. Up onto Celicy, intercepted again with Named Chaotic. Ace keeping it in, and a nice win from Named Chaotic will score Polar Cortex another one.
One more for the road, and this is a comp that can get a good amount of scaling. You know, Zentaro has a couple. Zentaro can get a build online. That character occasionally just gets like a god build and like 1v9s the game. And Era. Notably, Zentaro and Now is mostly what I'm concerned about in terms of like scaling. So if they can claim this set, it'd be quite nice. If nothing else, you claim a set, even if you don't get rewarded. It's always nice to have a set.
Big dash punch coming through once again. Oh, Oni Blade teleporting you far into the hands of the core after the water cannon is going to be just what the Doctor ordered here for Polar Cortex. Not even a dash awakening for that one, but they do manage to get their hands on it and claim VIP here, though. Not much work as far as dash perks to go. There's only 1 left. Aerials somewhere, but Heavy Impact and Adrenaline Rush are also pretty good. Fight or Flight, yet extra Slicks Plus, not bad either. You're the forward on that team. Monumentalist is also quite good, and nice deny away from A. Is going to find their way into a Timeless Creator. Heavy Impact also going to be quite good for killing on this Estelle. Adrenaline Rush crazy big on Era as she is going to kill everyone. And Science for Juliet. Pretty solid draft all around, and Named Chaotic is going to be the one flying around. I mean, Stealth Rock might actually get some high value out of this Monumentalist, I'll be honest.
I agree, and we can see right there immediately. That secondary eats up so much space and allows Stealth Rock to play so much more aggressively. Oh, a little bit of a misplay on the Zentaro ult. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. It does mean that the barrier is kind of gone, and the water beams come out for Polar Cortex. They are chilling right now, I think, though.
They are chilling a little bit here. It's really good to have your barrier up on Inkies, but it's not good to have your Zentaro dead on Inkies. If you guys didn't know about that one, it's definitely involved in the playbook, of course, as A wins out a little bit there against Celicy, but the barrier's still not really under threat just yet. Named Chaotic finds their way back, gonna rush themselves right on in, cause Stealth Rock to use a couple extra cooldowns though. Flipping, gets a kill, Breezy. Making it happen there, though. The Bombardiers are going to fight it through the Fool. They do. They actually Fool, and the threat of dying is going to end up flipping and not getting their hands on the ball. And now Threezy into the water cannon. Celicy puts it right on through, getting the extra core speed from that cannon. Yeah, depending on where you're standing, you get a lot of angles to get that red ball from the cannon.
I feel like we've seen that a lot more recently as I guess people play the map more. Like, notably, the Joker was probably the first person I saw do it in a game, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up. Maybe that was just the first time I saw it. Oh, Named Chaotic getting a little fancy with it. A little passive into the rush. And, hey, you know what? While we're here, why not hit a clip? You know, Named Chaotic's hit a couple of those this season.
Yeah, well played there. And, I mean, even got the barrier with a well-timed slice and dice as well. Really making a name for themselves. Smile. As they continue fighting the ball onto the top side, using a whole lot of cooldowns. I will admit, it is kind of hard to stop the ball from going in when Estelle just actually hits every button that she has. It's like it kind of covers so much, but They are going to lose, indeed, that barrier. Name Chaotic has a flip here, though. Not really want to use it defensively. Stealth Rock gets it pretty deep into that water cannon, allowing Celicy to certainly get their hands on the ball. The Fool, it's just a lot of pressure with the water cannon. 2 players, 3 players sometimes right in your face. So, I mean, hey, welcome to Inky's. Welcome to Inky's Splash Zone, where the water cannon is definitely the 4th player.
I mean, it basically is in terms of the impact it has on the game. Sometimes it has more impact than, you know, your actual players. Regardless, Celicy finds a barrier of their own, and Name Chaotic A will try to walk it up. Now, Water Beams looking a little scary, and Breezy Breezy is in just the right spot to capitalize. Unfortunately, the Fool fires back and manages to hold it down, and this looks like a terrifying spot to be for Bombatues. Oh my god.
You can see the value that Name Chaotic is actually getting out of just the strike part of Fight or Flight. I mean, the 10% is making making Name Chaotic fly right now. Actually hasn't used the accelerator as well, so as long as they live, this guy is really fast. I mean, he is actually gliding with this slice and dice right now, stealing that barrier just about instantly. A has a flip. This is the last point of this current set, so this flip might get crazy value. 3Z trying to just stop that interaction from happening, and it does actually cause A to flip a little early, but Name Chaotic almost finds it, and they do with, oh my god, all those strikes to get it right past Stealth Rock, who can't seem to get the expanse where they needed it to go. And boy, I mean, Polar Cortex now from the depths is back in the lead.
Yeah, from the depths, Name Chaotic has arisen and decided that he's going to take this game in control of his own hands, and just do whatever he can. A, managing to pick up a spark. The spark of strength will be a little bit nice, but notably the spark of agility is what he really cares about. Name Chaotic getting incredibly fast with that peak performance. And I mean, those are the 2 main things. I think peak performance on the Name Chaotic is going to be really, really good. He's already gotten a lot. However, Bombardiers did get rapid fire missile prop. The missile prop on Atlas really opens the game up for his offensive capabilities.
I'd say everyone got something pretty valuable in this draft. You can see 3Z going for the aerials there, recognizing that just having one little dash perk really changes the game for Juliet, and almost makes it happen right there, as A really close to being taken off the map, but fighting back here through Breezy gets the drone to make it on through. Name Chaotic getting their hands on the ball. It's so much speed, so much range, and they could just manage to keep possession way longer than Bombatuers would really want. That's now Celicy's chance to get their hands on the ball, but boy, it's like, wow, got the chance to evade. I'm pretty sure you could have true comboed that one, but reacted in time to get that, to get the evade on through. But now it's gonna have to fight with just about no health against this fast Name Chaotic. Now 3Z Breezy playing a little bit of the midfield action here. Can't find their way to clear this ball. They do get a dash punch through, but it's only clear. Not enough to get the barriers. Name Chaotic's only blade's going to go through with backed up by A once again, but Stealth Rock does hold this time, blasting the core, and they do end up finding it. 3Z Breezy gets it, nice angle, and boy, that now drone would not have helped. I'll be honest.
No, that might be the worst possible spot for a now drone to be. It shuts down all of your goalies' angles. You know, this ended up mattering, but it was looking a little doomed if it did matter.
Very funny situation to see. We'll probably be seeing that again as 3Z Breezy gets it through with just a punch. They can't get it out. The Maelstrom actually kind of didn't help all that much, but regardless, Starcraft is going to be blocking this one here through. So 3Z Breezy now gets their chance to get their hands on the ball. No evade from the Fool there, though, but 3Z can't actually find the right angle to get that dash punch going. Celicy trying their best to give it to 3Z, but wow, it gets through the Oni's blade. Name Chaotic so fast, gets there, gets the flip. Celicy, the slowest human on the planet compared to this Name Chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, that guy has away peak performance, fight or flight, slick kicks, on top of just Zentaro being a very mobile character already. And on top of it, why not throw in a Now or a Hera Haste? This might be the fastest Zentaro to ever do it, and might change my mind on some things. I'm sorry about what I said. Not really, but
He's changing his mind.
Maybe. Let's not get too excited now. We'll see how the game ends out.
Big deal. He could change his mind. Flurry comes through. An evade comes through. Successful strike against the Juliet ult. Well played there from the Fool. You gotta evade. You gotta do it. The Maelstrom will easily stuff this flip, at least for that angle. But hands it on over to Celesty. They do manage to find the barrier due to that interaction there. Speed from now, gonna make Game Chaotic look a little crazier than before. Now the Fool has to deal with the strike shot 3Z Breezy. They do find a way to clear it. Celesty gets onto the bottom side, but the Fool finds the mid clear there. A flip from Stealth Rock will also save that barrier. Name Chaotic approaching, though, which has been scary the whole time. This flip's a little farther than they wanted to, but they have the drone for a little bit of assistance. Now the Fool against, yeah, Juliet was stuffed a little bit by that Crystal Thorns, making it just one strike too many for this era. Bombardiers trying to grab the next set and make a grand game 5 for all of us, or set 5.
No, it's basically a game 5. Game 3, set 5. That's the equivalent of a, you know, like
Let's
kind of
hit
a
last
mid.
stock.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Don't worry about it.
You got you.
He's trying to get something going in this top corner. Flip to work with very soon if they can survive, and they have survived. And suddenly, the Polar Cortex offense is looking a little good, if I say so myself.
Nice strike shot to deal with the drone. They do have the water cannon activated. Ball is completely away, and at a great angle. It's going to get it through Stealth Rock there, who is committed to the astral projection, and the fastest teleportingest guy alive. It's actually going to be A, jumping on in there with that lifeline and punching the ball to victory. Polar Cortex actually on series point against Bombardiers. What's he going to be?
Yeah, this is the point of all time in terms of like what happens, you know. Polar Cortex really needs this win. Bomba probably doesn't need to win. They would like it, though. And immediately we're seeing some scary things as people are evading dash punches. Barriers are being attempted.
Yeah, rough spot when you have to use your flip to simply evade Juliet's menacing demeanor there. Gets it through, gets it safe, cleans that barrier, gets a little bit of Orb Dance through the Fool as Name Chaotic is fighting their way through. A flip from Stealth Rock stuffed immediately by the Zentaro passive, spends every cooldown to survive that flip. The Now Drone ends up taking it. Oh, Name Chaotic almost finds it through, but Stealth Rock and Celesty defending, even 3Z Breezy helping out, recognizing that this is certainly the last point of the game if they cannot manage to clear this one out. The Water Cannon blasts Stealth Rock into orbit, no longer existing. A has a flip, Name Chaotic. It's going to happen, gets it through. Polar Cortex takes it over Bombardiers, doesn't even need that flip. A pushes it in. Well played. Congratulations for grabbing a win. 3-5 for Polar Cortex now.
Yeah, honestly, crazy performance from definitely I mean, you hit the MVP and the in-game statistics, but crazy performance from Name Chaotic in terms of just a lot of these points. It felt like he got the core. He had so much speed that he just actually 1v9. A and Zoro had some moments too where they had some really, really good barriers or some really good defenses, but you know, typical midfielder goalie moment where like you don't get as much time to shine because the brawler gets to do the scoring and do the burying and do the killing. But it really did feel like Name Chaotic put on a masterclass of Zentaro being kittened.
For the most part, right? By this now and this era getting so much extra speed. I mean, my gosh. I feel like for the most part, Shapeshifting had like a pretty good build. But like, man, the speed that Name Chaotic was like outputting there was just like right at the start of this game. 3Z Breezy was just like, yo, dash punch, that's a point. Yo, dash punch, that's a point. Did you know dash punch? That's a point. And they were scoring pretty fast. And I was like, wow, Bombardiers is immediately out of control. But then Name Chaotic stepped it up, and actually they started scoring, getting the barriers a little bit faster than 3Z Breezy could. It was like ramp. And that was pretty much how it went. Name Chaotic too fast to deal with for the Bombardiers. So Polar Cortex takes it, well played, moving on, making these playoffs just look a little bit crazier. And that will indeed be it for us, FWAP. Wow, what an amazing couple of games there, but we are not even close to done. As you already know, this was the first block of many to come. When we return, we will have Demon Time against the boys, so don't go anywhere for this next match.